Doing it, playing the best, there is the best, there was the best. Never will be, never, not before me, not after me, therefore I am the one and only Jay Kobe, the big guy, and welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got a fun week this week featuring your news of the week, followed by your SmackDown and Raw reviews, and then we had a review of Royal Rumble 2004, followed by my predictions for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. But let's get into the news this week as WWE 2K23's cover athlete has been revealed. It is John Cena. And they actually really did have a very funny reveal commercial as it was John Cena walking around invisibly before it was truly revealed that he is the cover athlete, and he's basically going, they're basically making the whole joke of no one can see me, no one can see me. It was very funny, I gotta say. That was very ingenious by WWE. And two, on to our next story. Is Ric Flair coming back to the ring? Apparently he says he does not want to wrestle again. He says he wishes he could do over that last wrestling match, but he will not be back in the ring again. He says he is done. He says he does not want to wrestle another match, and he has since retired from the ring. Shout out to Ric Flair for knowing, okay, I'm done. I can't wrestle anymore. I've had it. That's it for me. And unfortunately, sad news this week. On to the last story before we go into the reviews. Jay Briscoe has passed away. A member of the Briscoes for ROH, AEW, amazing wrestler. Apparently, everyone is saying what a great man he was. Only the good go, man. I always think back to it's God of War Ragnarok. They always say they ask him, hey, where'd you get that axe? He goes, it was from my wife who passed away. She's dead. And the guy goes, all the good ones are. And you know what? It's starting to become true, man. All the good ones are gone. So you know what? Jay, this is for you. Rest in peace to him, and my condolences go out to his family. Let's move on from the sad news and move on to something more happier, SmackDown. SmackDown kicked off with the Banger Bros, still like that name, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus the Viking Raiders. Very cool match, really enjoyed this, thought that the Viking Raiders put up an awesome fight. Great showing by them. Banger Bros were always going to go over in the end, but really did enjoy this match. Good match. Banger Bros pick up the win. We think it's Sami Zayn going to visit the Tribal Chief, announcing that he says he didn't know the Usos were coming out against Kevin Owens, and he felt a bit slighted. Roman Reigns then told Sami to get out of his locker room and that he does not need his approval for anything. Roman Reigns really kind of turning more and more into the heel, the big-headed heel who truly believes that only his word is right, his word is law, and we'll get more into that in the Raw review. We then get LA Knight versus local talent Greg Jones. Quick match. LA Knight was going to pick up the win very quickly, but after the match, the Firefly Funhouse came back. Bray Wyatt showed up on the Titantron and told LA Knight he opened the door, and what comes through is now LA Knight's problem. We're really getting hints at the Fiend, the Eater of Worlds. Who's next? Who's going to come back for Bray? Maybe Husky Harris? I don't know. We then get Hit Row versus Los Lotharios in an okay match. This match was at best, and that's only because of Los Lotharios, in my opinion. Alright match. Hit Row wins and moves on to the next round of the SmackDown Tag Team Title Tournament. We think it's Sonya Deville backstage taking a cheap shot at Women's Champion champion Charlotte Flair. I guess it's going to be an ongoing feud. They'll probably make it official this week on SmackDown for the Royal Rumble. It'll just be a quick one-off match, and that'll be the end of it. We think of Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes for the next round of the SmackDown Tag Team Tournaments. Imperium was able to pick up the win, but here's my question here. If the Brawling Brutes had win, and they had to go face on the Banger Bros, what would have happened? Who would have won that? Because the Brawling Brutes are supposed to be Sheamus' group, so what would have happened? I don't know. It's unbelievable. We then get another vignette for Lacey Evans titled Operation Cobra Clutch. She is dressed like Sergeant Slaughter. She's using his moveset, so it makes you wonder, is this going to be Sergeant Slaughter's return to WWE television? I think it will be. That was always the talk. We then get Legado del Fantasma versus Maximum Male Model. And then the RF tag team matches. This whole show is basically just tag team matches and trying to build for the tag team title tournament. Very cool to see them actually really focusing on this and actually showing off all the skilled tag teams they have on SmackDown. Well, it makes you think, what's going on Raw? Who's the tag teams on Raw? I mean, you got Judgment Day, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and that's really it. Yeah. They need more tag team talent on Raw. I can see them moving the New Day over and maybe moving someone else over, bringing someone from NXT, and maybe bringing up someone else from SmackDown. So, I don't know. We then move on to the main event of Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens in a contract signing for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match at Royal Rumble. Owens then he basically came in and just attacked everybody, hit stunners on everyone he could, trying to knock everyone out, put Reigns through a table. Sami Zayn tried to come out and help, but he was told by the big dog to basically stay in the back and do not do anything. So, Sami Zayn trying to follow what Reigns told him to do, but that ended up backfiring on Reigns in the end. Very fun SmackDown. I really enjoyed it. It actually really made me excited for tag team wrestling, which is something that's very hard to do for me, so I enjoyed this. Let's move on to Monday Night Raw, the 30th anniversary of Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome show. Enjoyed this show so much, I gotta say that right now. This was a great Raw. Everything about it was awesome. It kicked off with Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart. Just basically had to have the crowd saying, what you gonna do when Raw 30 runs wild on you. We then had the Tribal Chief come out, the whole bloodline. Sami Zayn was put on trial, basically, for crimes against the bloodline. Sami said he's hurt, and Paul Heyman had 4 pieces of evidence trying to show, okay, this is why Sami Zayn is bad for the bloodline. It was cool, but at the same time, that was mean. I don't know how I felt about that. Sami Zayn basically said he's hurt, and he has no defense because there's nothing to show. He's always been for the bloodline. Roman Reigns got angry, said Sami doesn't care, and ordered Solo to attack him. But Jey Uso jumps out of his chair and stops Sami from being attacked. Very cool to see Jey Uso standing up for Sami Zayn. And he shows a bunch of clips he put together from Sami Zayn taking chair shots, taking claymores, helping them win the War Games match, showing everything he could, and Roman Reigns said Sami's not guilty for now. He doesn't want him to show up on Friday, and he wants him to show up at Royal Rumble for his final test. I wonder what it's going to be. We then moved on to the tag team championship match, Raw Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus the Judgment Day. Very good match. You actually had Jimmy go over over the top rope for a dive, but unfortunately it didn't work out too well as Jimmy would injure his leg and Sami Zayn would have to participate. Sami Zayn would have to defend the titles, and goddamn did he do it. They even hit the 1D, helping Sami Zayn pick up the win. Sami Zayn helps defend the titles, and I would say that really cements his place for the Bloodline, in my opinion. We then get LA Knight coming out saying he wants one of the legends to step up. He wants one of the legends in the back at Raw 30 to step up, and who would it be but the Dead Man? And Undertaker shows up, but he doesn't show up as the Undertaker. No, the American Badass shows up. And as LA Knight tries to leave the ring, Bray Wyatt shows up, scares LA Knight back into the ring. Undertaker went for a choke slam, but threw LA Knight back to Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt hits LA Knight with his sister Abigail. Undertaker whispers something into Bray's ear, and really kind of passing the torch here. It makes you think maybe one last match at Mania for Taker, Bray Wyatt versus Taker in a real passing of the torch moment. But I wouldn't be shocked if that's the last we see of Undertaker. I wouldn't be shocked if they said that's it, he's done, he's no longer touring, he's going to spend time with his family, and he's just going to enjoy life, and Bray Wyatt's new Undertaker. That's the way it should have been from the very beginning with Bray Wyatt. We then get Bayley and Becky Lynch in a steel cage match, but unfortunately the match never really got on pace as Damage Control would attack Becky before the bell, posing in the cage, posing on top of everything, basically saying they are number one and they are Damage Control in charge of the women's division, which I actually like. If people were doing this shit, I liked that. I thought that was actually very good. We then get D-Generation X and Kurt Angle coming out. Kurt Angle says he always wanted to be a member of DX. Unfortunately, Imperium interrupted this before it could go any further. Imperium attacking DX. But who would come out to defend them? Seth Rollins comes out. And they say, well, there's only one of you and three of them. Who else will come out? Street Profits come out. Street Profits come out and make the save for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, and it's made official by Teddy Long. Teddy Long comes out and makes it a 6-man tag team match. Players. Teddy Long is officially helping out Team G Generation X, and they decide they need a special guest referee. Well, who could that be with Kurt Angle in the ring, man? Kurt Angle comes out and says, I am the special guest referee. Jerry Lawler would join commentary, so you had everything going for this match. Awesome showing. Seth Rollins and the Street Profits were able to pick up the win on Imperium after Seth did a stomp on Vici. You had Montez Ford hit the splash. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins and the Street Profits pick up the win and defend Generation X's honor. After this, we get a backstage segment with a poker tournament of basically it was Baron Corbin had won and IRS was left in the IRS walks up and says, you don't forget to pay your taxes, and took all the money from Baron Corbin and then left him with $100. You then had the man, the myth, the legend, Ron Simmons come out and go, Burial, and walks away. I love that. You then get a Raw Women's Championship match of Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville, who came out to attack Charlotte Flair. Ric Flair also made an appearance, which was awesome. Shout out to Ric Flair. Bianca Belair was able to defeat Sonya Deville. But it was after the match as Willis Bliss showed up on the Titantron. But this is what really showed something. It was her entrance from when she was with Bray Wyatt. So maybe, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get that reunion. she said, worried that Bianca Belair basically said, I'm in control here, so don't worry about anyone else at the Rumble. After this, The Miz came out upset he doesn't have a title match or a Miz TV segment on TV. And as he was saying there, Kevin Owens came out and hit a stunner on The Miz. Basically, then cut a promo on Roman saying, you've held the title for 2 years, and it's been held hostage for 2 years. I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to defend it and give the people the champion they should have. No matter what, it feels like that's always the person's argument. I'm the champion they should have. I'm the one that should be champion. I kind of wish they would come up with a new way to say that. I don't know. In your main event, we got Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley in a no DQ match for the WWE United States Championship. Awesome match. They really put everything they could into this match. But it was what happened to end the match that everybody's talking about as Brock Lesnar made his return. F5 Bobby Lashley. F5 Austin Theory. Put Austin Theory on top of Bobby Lashley. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar cost Bobby Lashley the WWE United States Championship once again. I don't know if we're getting this match at Rumble. I don't know if we're getting this match at WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber. I don't know. I just know this match is happening sometime. Great Raw. I really enjoyed this. I understand some people's frustration that they didn't focus more on women's wrestling. I completely understand that frustration, but you can only fit so much into a packed show with legends. So, I understand people's frustration, but I get it. It was still a great show. Let's move on to Royal Rumble 2008. Now, the reason I love this Royal Rumble, one, Cody Rhodes has told 2 great stories, which I will tell in my Royal Rumble match review, but it also led to what is really, in my opinion, the best WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 24. I love WrestleMania 24. Such a fun show. And this really was a great pay-per-view. It kicked off with Ric Flair versus MVP. Ric Flair, a legend in my mind, and MVP, one of my favorite wrestlers. I just love him. I feel he's an amazing wrestler, and I feel he's so under-talked about, in my opinion. Ric Flair was in a time where if he lost a match, he would be forced to retire. So that would lead to WrestleMania where he faced Shawn Michaels because he would win this match against MVP, but MVP would give him a great 7-minute match. We then get JBL versus Chris Jericho in a singles match. This feud would basically be JBL pissed that Chris Jericho's thing was, come save us, Jericho, save us, Jericho. And it was very cool, the feud, but it made you want more from Jericho going into WrestleMania. If I had to say I wanted more from Jericho WrestleMania, that's this one. Don't get me wrong, he did do amazing. I just wish he had more time, you know. JBL would win this match by disqualification as Jericho would hit him with the ring bell. That makes you wish the blow-off was at WrestleMania, but instead you would get Jericho versus Finlay at WrestleMania in a Donnybrook match, I believe. You would then get Edge versus Rey Mysterio in the singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Edge would pick up the win here in a great match versus Rey Mysterio. Love the chemistry, and they would revisit this chemistry later on in this current run Edge is having for WWE. So, cool to see. Really enjoy that. Edge would pick up the win in a 12-minute match. And then you would get Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy, as Randy Orton would defend his WWE Championship against Jeff Hardy. Again, amazing chemistry by these two. Great job showing up. And it's funny to think that Jeff Hardy would be involved in the WWE Championship match next year on the Royal Rumble, losing it to Edge after you would have Matt turn on Jeff. funny to look back on this and say, okay, this is what really helped propel Jeff Hardy into winning the WWE Championship, in my opinion, was this match. And then finally, we get your 30-man Royal Rumble. I like that this card was basically 6 matches because you had the dark match, a tag team match with Jimmy Wang Yang and Shannon Moore versus Deuce and Domino. And then you just have the full Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble, in my opinion, was awesome. I love the people who were in it. There were some people who were like, eh. By the way, there was also a Maria Kanellis segment of Maria basically doing the kiss can, and it would be revealed that Maria is going to be in Playboy. You would have Santino Marella come out because this is when the Giants were going to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl to end the undefeated season. So it was actually very funny to see Santino Marella at this point. He was full-fledged heel, but still hilarious. You would have Undertaker, Shawn Michaels start off the match. The aforementioned Santino Marella, Great Khali, Hardcore Holly, John Morrison, Tommy Dreamer. You would have Batista, Hornswoggle, CM Punk. And then so Cody Rhodes says this is one of his favorite moments in WWE because he comes out at 13 and he was making a plan with Punk of like, I'll throw you over and then blah, blah, blah. But that only took up 10 seconds of his 30-second time. Basically, the whole camera would be on him. So he comes out, and after that 10 seconds, he sees The Undertaker, and Cody Rhodes describes it. He looked over and just went, fuck it. And threw a haymaker at Undertaker. Undertaker turns around with the hair and signals for the choke slam. Goes, picks him up, and Undertaker looks at him and goes, kick me in the knee. And Cody Rhodes kicks him in the knee, and Undertaker's sitting there, he goes, drop kick me. And Cody Rhodes drop kicks him, and he was so shocked, the Undertaker took the bump. And he went over and started punching Carlito or something, and he just says, at that moment, Undertaker was God to me, and I can't blame him. That man is all about giving back, so you know what? That's awesome. That's a great story. There's also another story. As you go further down the list, number 18 would enter Jimmy Snuka, and the Deuce and Domino. He would do something with Deuce and Domino, but then Roddy Piper's music hits. And Roddy Piper would come out, look around, and they said they actually had to cut this, and you cannot see this in the Royal Rumble footage that I'm currently watching as this review. But it is funny to see because he would have Roddy Piper just look and just point at Jimmy Snuka and go, "You motherfucker!" And everyone in the ring is audibly laughing. You'll see Punk and John Morrison actually laughing in the corner. It's very funny. Very hilarious to see that. Really enjoyed that. This was a fun Rumble to go back and watch. It's the epitome of Royal Rumbles, in my opinion. The surprise returns. Mick Foley coming out, which was awesome. Mr. Kennedy, Mark Henry, Big Daddy V, Elijah Burke. Triple H would come out 29th, and then 3, 2, 1. Da, da, da. John Cena would make his return to the Royal Rumble after he was supposed to be away for 12 months or so with a very bad injury. But you would have Cena return and basically just go ham, eliminate Mark Henry, Big Daddy V. He would eliminate Chavo, he would eliminate Finley, eliminate Elijah Burke. And it would basically come down to Triple H, Batista, and John Cena. You would have them eliminate Batista, and then it would come down to Triple H and Cena would eliminate Triple H, and John Cena would win the Rumble to go on a main event WrestleMania against, actually, funny enough, Triple H and Randy Orton. So, which John Cena would lose, and Randy Orton would retain. But it's very funny to see that because they even made mention that the number 30 funny to see that, but it's definitely awesome to watch. This is definitely very cool Royal Rumble. If I had to grade it, just because all these matches, the segments, it was fun, it was entertaining. This is a quintessential Royal Rumble. WWE knew what it was doing in 2008. They knew what they were doing. So if I had to grade this, I would say A, definitely an A grade, probably an A plus grade. I can't think of a bad thing on this card. Can't think of a bad thing on it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Royal Rumble this year. It is time for Royal Rumble 2023, coming from the Alamo Dome in Texas, in San Antonio. Now, 5 matches have been announced, 2 of them being Royal Rumbles. I imagine we will probably get one more of the women's match of women of the SmackDown Women's Championship with Charlotte Flair and probably Sonya Deville. If I had to pick there, I'm going to pick Charlotte Flair easily. But let's look at the card as Bianca Belair versus Royal Miss Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. There's no question it's Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is going to pick up the win, and we'll have Bliss go over to SmackDown where she will reunite with Bray Wyatt. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns is going to win. And apparently the talk is he's going to go on and defend the title against Stone Cold Steve Austin. How cool would that be? God damn. Defending that against Stone Cold. Love it. Love it. So Roman Reigns picks up the win. We then get a Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. I don't know what that is. I can't try to... I guess the lights are going to be out. Something weird's going to go on. Bray Wyatt's going to pick up the win. There's no way he loses his debut match. 30 women Royal Rumble match. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Because only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people have announced for it. I'll have to go with Rhea Ripley. That'll be announced. I'll have to go with Rhea Ripley. I think it's finally her time to do it. We then get the men's Royal Rumble. Now this one is very, very easy apparently to guess because Cody Rhodes has been talked about for so long to win the Royal Rumble, and I completely agree. It's Cody Rhodes' time. Cody Rhodes deserves to win this Royal Rumble and get a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. The question is, who will he face? I think he will face Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins will be holding the WWE Championship somehow after WrestleMania. If I had to guess, because I don't think they're going to do it, this is what I would do. This is how I would book it. Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. You unify the WWE and the Universal Championship. They have the Undisputed title on SmackDown. They bring something, I'm not saying it's going to be, I'm just using it as an example, the World Heavyweight Championship, and you bring that back for Raw, and then now it will be decided in an Elimination Chamber match. The number 1 contender and the other number 1 contender will be the Royal Rumble winner at WrestleMania. Now, whoever wins the Elimination Chamber is the other number 1 contender, and those two will face each other at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins wins the Elimination Chamber, and Cody Rhodes will go on to defeat Seth Rollins in a great match at WrestleMania and become the new world champion for Raw. That's the way I would do it. I doubt they're going to do it, but it's a way that Roman doesn't lose, and you have a new title on Raw. My opinion. But Cody Rhodes, in my opinion, will win the Royal Rumble, unless they somehow get The Rock to come back, which is 98% not happening. There's that 2% chance, but I doubt it. If he does, I'd be stoked. But Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. It's been a fun build to the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited for it. My excitement level, 1 out of 10, I would have to give it an 8. There's still more. I wish they announced just a couple more for the women's, but they probably will on SmackDown, and it's just, it does make for a lot of surprises. I know I'll be drinking, I'll have my barbecue going, so I'm excited for that. And now, everybody, it is time for your drink of the week. The final Crown Royal drink. Oh, God, what should do? There's so many choices, ladies and gentlemen, so many choices. Let's go with a shot. A Washington apple shot. Crown Royal. Sour apple schnapps, cranberry juice, and an apple slice. You're going to add the whiskey, the apple schnapps, and the cranberry juice into a shaking glass and shake well. Strain to a shot glass, and then put the apple on the drink. And drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink if you are under 21 in the United States, and please drink responsibly. Do not overconsume on alcohol. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a reading from the Book of Rules. There are no disqualifications in a Royal Rumble match. Eliminations occur when a superstar is thrown over the top rope and both feet hit the ground. The last superstar standing after the 29 others have been eliminated is the winner. A reading from the Book of Rules. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Beltroid of the Week. This is a very easy one for me, and they've kind of been it since they come back to WWE. Now, it's not their fault. They're missing a member who was signed to AEW. But they just haven't connected with the audience. It just doesn't feel right. That is Hit Row, ladies and gentlemen. Hit Row is my Beltroid of the Week. So, Hit Row, congratulations. Hopefully you guys aren't back here. I really want you guys to succeed. But for right now, you are the Beltroid of the Week. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Big Guy. This has been Wrestling Nation. I hope you have enjoyed it this week. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the